it's still affordable. If you take out one lunch or one meal out of your day for 2 days, 3 days, let's say, and you're broke, you can still buy it.
I cannot believe Patrick said that because Patrick would be doing chairs if he skipped a lunch.
No, but I said that's for people that don't have that much money. I can still have lunch for a pack.
What if I already skipped lunch and dinner to buy the other packs? Like, the thing is, if I already skipped dinner and lunch to buy the other packs, what the fuck do I skip now?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It has been a long time, and that's probably an understatement here. By popular demand, and a lot of people that have requested it have reached out and messaged me. And just because I thought it'd be a lot of fun, right? That's the main reason why we started doing this at the beginning, was to have fun. We have brought back the IslandGrown podcast. We got some very familiar faces here today. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce them here. We got Asian Thunder, who's been joining me in a lot of the content lately on the YouTube channel. All right, Asian Thunder, good to have you here.
Siege Specialist Asian Thunder. Please correct his title.
Oh man, I hope.
Yes, let me change his name
Siege
there.
Specialist.
Thunder, hey, or Mally, up to you. Because me and Patrick, we're not in it.
What? You're too busy tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not really in it. Like, you know me.
You're in it. You're in it. Don't worry. We'll tell you what to do.
I'm not good enough to be in it. So.
Yeah. Pat's runes are not looking kind of hot anymore, honestly.
Yeah, real talk.
He's about to be the Siege Specialist of another guild real soon too.
Shit, I'm about to get kicked.
Anyways, we also got Lucky here. We got Thompson. We got Wycuz, and we got Jeff. How are you guys all doing? There we go. Now we got the official intros done. How you guys doing?
Good.
How you feeling? How's
Doing
everybody
good.
been?
We do miss the podcast too, so we're glad that it's happening right now. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad we can all get together. I think the hardest thing about the podcast is bringing everybody together. Right? That's the most fun part. It's the toughest part.
Always down. Right, me and you were always down. Every single.
Oh, we can just do a 2-man. We need all of them. All right, let me just take them out here. Just
You texted me and I made sure that I'll be here. What the hell?
Just kick them out. Yeah, sorry.
Just for this.
They're trying to get rid of us.
It's only been like 6 months, hasn't it?
Bro, J-Mac made that big ass drink just for this, man.
Yeah, prepare yourself.
It's a big ass coffee.
Whoa.
This is not a cup, right? This is an IKEA vase.
Yo.
When a cup is not enough, get rid of the flowers.
Oh man.
Yeah, like I went to IKEA. I was like, it works as a cup. What the fuck? So I bought like 4 of these for $1 each.
Oh.
Some things never change, huh? You know, it's good to have you guys here. I appreciate you guys taking the time to join us for the podcast today. We're going to try to, do some more of these. I think this is really, really fun. So we're going to just dive right into it here. I got our first topic of the day here. A pretty interesting one, right? Suggested by Mr. Jeff here. And I actually just saw it too on Twitter, right? It's this image. Yeah, right here. If you guys want to check in the Discord, it's actually in the Discord as well. But we have this image right here. What is your thoughts on this? Is this an upcoming update? What kind of mystery image is this? Is this some kind of surprise? Like, I have no idea. It's like a backwards 2 and a frontwards 2, and it says 2, 4, 6, 12.
I
Personally,
hope
think
it's what I talked about in the past.
2v2 RTA.
That's my feeling too, and I hope that's what it is, because I suggested this about 4 years ago. Much like the extra monster storage that they granted after I didn't need to summon anymore. Much like many other things, the additional Rainbow Mon storage that I suggested also after I didn't need it anymore. But yeah, hopefully this is something, and maybe I'll still need this.
What do you, so
2v2 RTA.
I get the 2v2, right? It's like 2 and then it reflects a 2, so 2v2 RTA is what you guys are saying. But what does 2, 4, 6, 12? Like, what's the significance of those? Right? It's got to have some kind of meaning to it.
Dude, I saw a comment about it. So it's like 2v2, right? And then there's 4 people. So it's 2v2, so 4 people. And then each person picks 3 monsters. So then there's 6 monsters, though. 6 monsters there. And then both people have 6 monsters, which is 12. So that counts like the 12 monsters in a battle.
Okay.
You'll probably have pick and ban.
That was somebody's comment on Facebook, and it kind of made sense, you know?
It made sense to me.
If me and Jeff says too much, it's just too obvious, because I know Jeff knows what's up.
Because they actually know.
Okay, so we won't pry you guys for what is it? We won't pry you guys for too much information, but I think it's a good speculation.
Okay, so how about I say this? 2468 is how many packs they're releasing.
Oh my god!
You mean that's every week, bro? It's every week.
I thought it was like 2 RTA matches and like 4 different violent procs and 6 different devices that you threw at the screen.
Four's too little, bro. Four's too little. Four's too little, bro. There's no way it'd be that little. I might actually play the game if it was that little.
No matter if you're a baby whale or a big whale or a small fish, everyone gets a little bit excited in seeing the value of all the packs still. It's still good. Yeah.
No, the packs are great now. You know what I mean? Especially for guys that played a long time and saw where they came from. And sadly, people still complain that they get nothing in their packs. Like, bro, like we got nothing. We had no chance to get anything in our packs back then. Now at least there's plenty of opportunity. It's insane, man. You could summon more in 1 month now, just with the packs, than you can get in like half a year worth of packs before.
It's so good.
It's a world of difference.
100%.
Like, I think I was, as I've been a little bit more casual, right? Right when I started to be a little bit more casual and just playing like every so often, I told myself, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to do. I was thinking like, different, video series because we're doing a lot of YouTube stuff. Right? I was like, okay, maybe like free to play and stuff like that. Bro, they start coming out with packs like daily pack 3, and I'm like, I still gotta buy that, dude.
Yeah,
it's like,
can't be free to play.
Dude, it's still good value. I'm like, okay, no, I gotta get these.
Did you buy it? Did you buy it?
No, I'm just about to. No, I bought a bunch of the other ones when they were doing the events last year.
Okay.
Why?
Because the update pack recently was the
best
what
one.
was it?
Wait.
The Sky Surfer one? That was nuts.
Yeah, because you get the stupid scrolls for a chance at LD and F5, right?
Right, well, the biggest thing, truthfully, is not even those. The biggest thing is like for the lower pay people anyway. Like the double packs where you get the double daily check-ins.
Yes.
The double TOA rewards.
Double
that's
TOA,
huge.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's very affordable, right? I don't care if you're a student. I don't care if you're a businessman, you're a millionaire, whatever. Like it's still affordable. If you take out one lunch or one meal out of your day for 2 days, 3 days, let's say, and you're broke, you can still buy it.
Think of it this way: if you play for 1 year and you buy those packs, right? You're basically playing for 2 years. You can catch up on a year of stuff you didn't get, basically.
No, it's true.
True, right? It's like 2 years in one.
I cannot believe Jeff said. I cannot believe Patrick said that because Patrick would be doing chairs if he skip a lunch.
No, but I said that's for people that don't have that much money. I can still have lunch for a pack.
What if I never lunch and dinner to buy the other packs? Like the thing is, if I already skipped dinner and lunch to buy the other packs, what the fuck do I skip now?
Oh, side topic.
What's up?
You lost some weight though, Mr. Jeff. I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Yeah.
You definitely trimmed down significantly. Congratulations.
One step at a time. It's hard, but
a little off topic, a little off tangent, but his picture's right on top of mine.
It's right on topic, man. It's life updates. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
right on topic.
We're gonna ruin it in a few weeks, right?
Oh,
Our
forget
diet?
it. Forget
When
it.
we come to New York?
Forget it, bro. I don't know. If you're dieting, don't talk to me. I don't want to see you if you're dieting.
Oh, I'm gonna eat in New
You
York.
stay on
Don't
the other
worry.
side of the room if you're doing that diet shit.
All right, so it looks like we're kind of coming to the consensus that we believe it's probably going to be some kind of RTA, PvP, 2v2 is our guess. We don't know the full logistics and details, but that's our best guess, right? I don't think there's anything else we would assume, right? Nothing else, right?
Yeah, it seems like the only thing that really makes sense, right? Like
Or more packs.
they need to do something with RTA and they need to extend
kind
it.
of like put it all together too,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
kids, right?
Yes.
Oh
Say hi,
my
everybody.
gosh. Well, that's an
Big
update.
kid.
Hi. Hi.
Well, she grew up.
Oh, she
She
definitely.
grew up.
You grew up a
Yeah.
lot, yeah.
Dang.
Hi, podcast. Say hi, YouTube. See you later. Say bye.
Subscribe to IslandGrown.
You say subscribe to IslandGrown? Yeah, baby.
All right, that's the new alert.
There we go.
That's the new alert. That'll push the channel right there. That's amazing. That's gonna be our topic number 1 there. It looks like a lot of people are kind of talking about it, but I mean, they kind of give us some pretty easy hints with this one here with the image and everything. So okay, it should be interesting. And since it's coming out this month too, this is September, right? 2021. So
The only thing I fear, though, that is if that's the case, that's when the regular season ends. Do they make this like just for a special league and that's it?
That was soft.
Because then I'll be sad as shit.
No, I don't think
Or
it
at
would be
least-
sad.
No.
I think it would be
They
good
said-
for a test, right?
Good
It
for
would
a
be
They said
good for a
test.
Special
Absolutely
League
great for a test.
was pre-ban. They said
Yeah,
Special League
Oh.
pre-ban this time.
they already
Yeah.
announced
Oh,
Special
okay.
League, so I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
be
So it's
Special League
after
related.
Special League. Then
How
it
do
could be
you
like the
know,
next
Agent
season.
Thunder? You're Siege specialist, not RTA specialist.
Oh, this season, Fire Bison Chonpung carried me to G3. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I know, he told me-
Dude.
He told me he was G3. I knew something was up. He told me it was G3. Like for him
Hey,
to have
this
the
season, thank
like,
you.
Like you have to have the units,
you bought a
right?
you bought a new account?
Yeah, I bought a new account.
Oh,
My bad.
No,
I
but
didn't tell
like
anyone.
to have the motivation and to have, you have to have the units as well. So I knew something was up, because like you have to get that motivation to be G3, even if you have the units and stuff. So.
Yo, before I ended the stream, I was using like Bird, Lulu, Molong. Oh, it's just free win. It's so good.
All these Molong
Yeah,
Lulu
Molong
guys
is really good.
are
is
like
back.
free food
Yeah.
for me. I love Molong Lulu players. They're so easy.
Molong's like a pretty meta unit.
Yeah,
right now.
we just recorded a video and didn't go live. You'll probably go live after this podcast, but I was playing with John. But I guess maybe we gotta take out Molong then. We gotta get some Molong action. Okay. That's
Molong.
I don't have a John to play with.
well,
nuts.
you can always
no.
play with my John. I'm
Me
just kidding.
neither.
Anyways, let's go ahead and move on
Only
to
6,000
number-
scrolls.
Jesus, dude.
Oh.
All right, topic
Really,
number
like
2
5K?
here.
What's up?
that?
You had like 5k scrolls, didn't you?
Yeah, I did over 5K, bro. Not
Yeah.
including specials.
You
just
know what I
regular
got it from
Mystic list.
though? I actually got it from the 7-year anniversary scroll. Like that was big.
Oh, the one you saved. You
Oh
saved
wow.
that? You
You
saved
saved
that?
those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All right,
So-
topic number 2 here that I got lined up today. I think this should be a very, very good one, and I think it's very fair with the people that we have here. It is the Siege tournament thoughts and strategies. As you can see, we have 3v1. He's just leaving. Look at that. 3v1 here.
I'm not even in Siege. Go ahead.
Are you not?
They put me in yesterday. I don't know if I'm in tomorrow. I actually don't know.
It's not a 3v1. I'm not even involved.
I'm not,
I'm not good. I'm not good enough to participate.
It's just Asian Poker versus JMac. I'm out of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I kind of want to talk about it. Siege tourney. I know, Lucky, you were kind of, in the Siege as well in tourney. So I just want your thoughts on how is Siege tournament now? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on it? Right. Obviously, we can talk about the finals, right, that are happening, but we can also talk about the state of the tournament, right? Things that we can suggest to make it even better or more, entertaining for the overall population, overall community of players out there doing Siege.
First of all, I'm not in Siege especially because I still don't have a Lulu to this date. I refuse to build a Lulu. I hate that unit, and I feel like it's gonna get nerfed. So I'm not playing RTA with Lulu or Siege with Lulu right now.
Somebody told me to build it, so I built it. I built it, but I never used it for anything. Not RTA, never did Siege, but
Dude,
not
these people
RTA,
built like
not-
5 or 6 of those.
Yeah,
It's so
I know.
bad. It's such a
People
bad
building
unit.
so
They were like, why? Because you want to start doing Siege, and I was like, sure, if we need it, though, you need like 5 Lulus. I was like, all right, have a good
I
day.
think Charles has
Yeah.
10, right? I think
Charles has a lot.
is
Charles has like
10.
5 or 6, I think.
No, I think he's at 10.
Oh, he upgraded? Damn, that's sick.
Yeah,
Insane.
like those are Siege main people.
So
See, the
I've got-
problem with Lulu. Here's the problem with making Lulus. Credit cards can't buy 2A Lulus.
I mean,
for that, it's about-
Technically,
If they
you
wanted
can.
me to get 10 Savannahs, right, I'd consider it. You know what I'm saying? But 10 Lulus is a big problem. You know what I'm saying? You can't get it with the credit card. You actually still have to play. That's tough.
Heals too much, honestly, and one Vine proc is
Yeah,
so
it's
nutty
broken.
with
It's
the
broken.
S2. I don't think the
Just a
S3 is broken. It's the S2 that's broken.
But even the
It's a
passive
guess,
healing
yeah.
is stupid, though, bro. The passive healing plus the S2 heal is monster.
Just
Especially
too
if
much
it's
heal.
skilled up as well, it's huge. I don't know if you
it's
guys have
ridiculous.
seen the difference between unskilled and skilled. It's
but it's
ridiculous
accessible
size.
to everybody, like
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess that's
Yeah, but-
probably made the best part about it, that it is accessible to everybody,
But
so
the
everybody
thing
can
is,
have
like,
that power.
Here's the
Vigor
problem
was
when it's
accessible.
here's the problem too. When it's accessible to everybody is part of the problem. But then like the rune quality still makes such a big deal, right? So like just because you have a Lulu and I have a Lulu doesn't mean it's the same Lulu. You know what I mean? Like yours maybe heals this much, mine heals like this. You never know the difference. Like it's a problem. So it's accessible by everybody. Yes, it procs for certain people, doesn't proc for others. Things like that. So
I mean, like, here's the thing. Vigor got nerfed, right? And Vigor was accessible for everyone, and people still had 5 or 6 Vigors. And it was nice that he got the nerf, and he's still, like, not as oppressive. I kind of like his spot right now.
Although, while we're on the topic of 5 or 6, and we're talking about enhancements to Siege, my idea that I thought of, that's the best idea.
Okay.
But then last night, when I was talking about my idea, I thought about it, and there's one kink to my idea, one flaw. So my idea is, you shouldn't be able to move runes during Siege. Now, hold on, let me finish. Basically, once Siege starts, your runes can't move. So you can't move your best rage set to 6 different Lucians. Your first Lucian, you could use 6 Lucians if you want, but your first Lucian has your best set, your second one has your second best set. Do you have a third that can still one-shot? You know what I mean? The only flaw to that idea, I think that's more fair and more skill-based that way, instead of just slamming your 6 rune sets for an entire Siege, you know what I mean? But the only flaw to that idea is that how are you going to kill the defenses? Because if the defenses are using tier 1 runes, your tier 4 runes aren't going to beat the tier 1
But
defenses.
you know what it will be though? At least it is your idea. If we go with it, right? And let's say to do it, it's fair on both sides. So it makes it difficult. The
Oh, that's true.
losses are going to be fair on
Right.
both sides.
No, that's just true. That makes
right?
sense.
Well, what are your thoughts on this, Lucky? Because I know you kind of are really into kind of Siege
I
as
think-
well. So.
Right before we get lucky,
go
I'll tell you
ahead.
what one of my viewers,
Why
they
not?
said, this is the only way to counteract maybe that whole, like, you know, you having tier 4 offense at some point versus tier 1 defenses, is to every time a defense is killed, it loses some stats. Like 5% downgrade on that defense every time it dies.
So both the ideas together, I can see
Right.
that.
So you
okay,
can't right,
okay.
so you can't move your runes. So you can only use your best Lucian once, your best Lulu once, your best Despair set once. But the defense, after I kill your defense, the next time you put it up, it has a 5% drop on stats. And then 5% more and 5% more and 5% more. This way, your defense weakens as my offense weakens. But this way, it's not like people literally having, like, you know, 6 sets of runes doing half their siege battle with the same 6 sets. You know what I mean? You can make 5 sets of twins, attack 5 with twins. You can 5 Lucian teams.
Okay.
You know, attack 5 Lucians and get free, 5 free wins, you know? I think it'd be more challenging and take more thought and need more variation of monsters versus, you know, the 10 Lulus, the 5 Lucians. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's my thought. Go ahead, Lucky.
How about
Sorry.
you?
No,
What's your
that's.
thoughts?
I mean, that's a really good idea, and I've heard something similar because when it came to trying to balance, you know, defense recycling, people were talking about, you know, what's the easiest way to do it, and that was brought up as well. You know, as you keep using the same defense, lower the stats of that defense every single time it's used over the siege, and maybe cap it out to 50% or something, so it stops the cycling of it. But I think it's a really, really good idea. But then, yeah, you're right. If you did that defense side, you got to do something with the offenses. So moving runes is a good start. Maybe even stat loss could be a good start if you're using duplicate units, but maybe make it a bit more oppressive on that. So if you're going to use the same unit again, a duplicate of it, maybe you lose 10% stats as well by using that unit.
I just think it'd be more fun in general because, like, if you had to think up a new comp, a new offense, and not 5 of the same offenses, it might be more fun to play too, right? Like, people like Siege, I get it, but like, if you're constantly playing this, using the same offenses, you're not really gonna love it that much, you know? Like, it'll put some zing to the offense, it'll put some zing to defense, and it'll just overall just make it more challenging and more competitive versus, oh, I know I have the fastest Swift set. I have I have my 330 set, 230 set, and I can use it 10 times in the same siege.
Okay.
You know, now you have to use your 330, your 320, you know, your 310, your 300, your 295's got to come out, your 290's got to come out, you know? Like, it's just more fun that way. I think that maybe it's a little biased because it does kind of favor the pay guys a little bit because, like, I guess essentially you have better runes if you buy more rune packs maybe, but, you know, farming is obviously the big part of it, but I still think that it would just bring some life back to Siege. You know what I mean? Like, Siege is kind of like
100%.
It's kind of dead. I don't play it, you know what I mean? But I can feel what's dead. You know what I'm saying? I can hear people's feedback. People talk to me, you know, and then, you know, as a streamer too, like, I get the feedback from the community, you know, and it's like, and it'll also, and maybe the finals wouldn't be SSA and Mali if that was the case. You know, other guilds would have an opportunity because we're not using the same overpowered sets over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, not to be an asshole, but like, what fun is it being in the 3rd, 4th, 5th best guild, truthfully, besides the community? You know, you're never going to compete for the tournament, the finals. You know, I think this will bring a little life and more competition overall in the whole Siege world, you know? But that's my thoughts.
Okay. How about you,
Yeah,
Agent Thunder? Maybe,
Opinion, when you start attacking people's like rune depth, it hurts the lower guilds. Then SSA and Mali will be the top 2 ever. Like, I'm okay with like guilds that are ranked like 4 through 10. All they had to do was build the dupes, right? So they're working on building dupes. The moment they have the dupes and then they switch upon it, I guarantee you they could join SSA or Mali as an offensive player. Currently, how I think the situation is, defenses are like one of the worst it's ever been lately. Like, defenses are really bad. Yes, there are 2 very oppressive units, Triana and Carcano. I think Triana needs to get nerfed. Carcano, I don't think needs to get nerfed.
Molly.
Carcano's fine in my opinion. Molly's pretty oppressive too, but not as bad as she was like season 2.
Yeah.
Remember like that Tessa Molly Vigor thing? That was horrible to deal with. Thank God that thing got nerfed. But like, that to me was very horrible. And if you want to change Siege, you don't attack people's rune depth. I think you attack like the dupes. Like, I think you can only bring 3 of a copy of unit. So these people who build like 10 Lucians or whatever, like, you have to throw those all away. You can only use 3 Lucians a siege. If you really want to attack someone, then you go like 2 a siege, right? I don't know if that's good or not.
The problem with your idea is not bad. The problem with your attack thing is everybody's going to cry that I wasted resources on this and I wasted all the resources building this. And they're going to ask for a refund of 250,000 Devilmons, a refund of 250,000 mana, you know?
I mean, that's a pretty big change, right? They should offer the refund if they're going to do a big change like that. They could
Yeah.
offer a refund.
I think
you know
that
what I
it's
mean.
scary
If
to
when
do
they
something
that.
offer a
major adjustment.
refund, what does that cause though?
It's too big
That
of
causes a loss of money.
risk. Yeah, it's a too big of a risk.
It's
to
a
do something
financial
like that.
loss for them because now I don't. Oh shit! I just got fucking 200 Devilmons in my mailbox. I don't got to buy a Devilmon pack for the next 3 years. You know what I mean? And that hurts them financially. So that's why that part. It's a great idea, Agent Thunder. I don't disagree with you. It's a good way to fix it too. But again, financial aspect from Comtuus, like.
I think
That's
Sorry,
I
I was-
agree with your ideas too. There's a lot of pros and cons to both of our ideas.
Right.
And for me, my idea is like, yeah, like the 200 Delmon, I'm just like, there's no refund. If you wanted to play at this top level and you chose to build 5 Lucians, 6 Lucians, and Siege finally gave you a cap, you take the loss, and then you become a better player from that, right? Sorry, I have 6 max skilled Lucians now, and 3 of them are pretty much dead in my life. I'm sorry about that. But hey, like, that's what I did in order to get to the top. Now you just have to change your game plan for the next time.
I think you guys
think-
both bring up two
Yeah.
really good points that definitely can be addressed for sure. But I think one of the biggest things as well that can change is for them to do a little bit more targeting in their balance patches, right? We don't get that much a year, but to target more units specifically for, you know, Guild Wars and Guild Siege will be nice, right? One of the units that you suggested back in the day, Agent Thunder, to be nerfed was Kamoon, right? And they, you know, they made some efforts to, you know, change it up, and just that little tweak of speed and that, you know, little changes like that really change the defenses that we see now. That are on, you know, in Siege and in Guild Wars. So I think putting a little bit more focus on balance patches that'll affect units, not just so much for RTA or like PvE, but specifically the PvP of like Guild Wars and Guild Siege, I think would be very, very beneficial, right? The Trianas and other units that you're talking about as well. So are those the 2 units that you're thinking should be nerfed, Triana and Carcano, you said? Or which 2 did you think? Or Lulu, I guess.
2 units needs to get nerfed is Lulu and Triana. Because to me, they made people's win rates way too high this season.
Oh yeah, win rates are so high this season compared to every other season before.
Yeah.
Since Lulu got introduced, it's ridiculously high this season.
It's not only that, but then the patch note also didn't do anything too, right?
Yeah,
The only
the
thing
meta
it gave
stayed
us
the
was
same.
Windy, and then Windy just made people's like offenses better. So it's like, okay, now it's like Siege is so easy. There's no brains to this thing.
Yeah, you can almost
can't
run
think of
10
anything.
Lulu. You can almost run 10 Lulu Windies and get 100% win rate almost every siege. Well,
Exactly.
previous to tournament. Yeah.
But even as a whale, how are you gonna be able to Devilmon or skill up 10 Windies? It's actually pretty hard.
You don't even need to skill up Windies. I feel my guildies
Or
actually
I'm
got
just
to the
saying
point
in
where
general,
they just
It's
tested
for
it.
like
like-
5H2H though.
No, but
Plus,
that's
it
the
was
thing.
yeah.
Like, you know how like we could have built that, but then we also have like the like 100% offenses. We still got our fangs. Like some people have the
Yeah.
fangs, the bulwarks, the molongs. Like that's already like 3 or 4. A lot of people have like at least 400% win rate comps. And then the other 6, I can fill in with the like Lulus and the Windies.
Actually, I want to say something. It's more of not just nerfing and everything. Siege needs a rework to begin with, including the map and also the point system. Look at how many
Oh.
guilds got fucked this season.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
The
I feel
top
bad.
20? Yeah. The tournament
A lot of
placements
people
are
got
really
fucked.
awful.
Dude, what if SSA and Mali got each other the last 2 weeks straight? And you know how we just go into each other? Boom, we're out of top 20. What are we gonna do now?
Look
I mean,
at what
at one
happened to Icre. Look at what happened.
APOC?
APOC. Okay, APOC. APOC's interesting because they did throw one whole siege out the window, and then they got gangbanged at the end for fun. So that's a little different story on its own. It's funny as hell on this side, but it must feel like shit for the other 30 members who don't get skins now.
I
so
agree.
Siege does need a rework, and is it a good? One thing is, I always thought, is it a good idea to make Siege 1v1 instead of 1v1v1?
I think that would be right, but I think at the same time, if you're going to keep it 1v1v1, they need to do something to stop the 2v1s. So maybe punishing for too many attacks on one side.
No, see, the thing is,
But I don't know if
2v1s?
that's- Yeah.
What the thing is, like, why does SSA and Mali handle 2v1 so well? Because the win rate you need is about 92 or 93%. If your guild could hit that number, there's no one that's gonna 2v1 you. And then that's when you secure that you're a top 5 guild. So APOC, yes, they're good, right? But they couldn't secure top 5 because when I heard their win rate was like 85, 86, and I'm like, dude, this season you guys should be 92, 93 against all these guilds. That's what SSA and Mali are, even Mithro, even you guys are, right? That's the thing. That's how we separate ourselves from the other guilds.
I mean, Comtuus did actually address that, right? They did say, you know, things about, you know, gang ups and like 2v1s. And what they ended up saying was, I'm pretty sure they'll probably stick to it and say the same thing. That's what war is about, right? It's not always fair, right? That's war, right?
That
You
is
gotta,
true.
as much as it is with the battling, it is also with the social aspect, right? This guild likes this guild. This guild has a secondary guild. You know what I mean? Like that's an aspect of war. So they kind of made it, maybe that's their excuse, but that's what they did say before. And there's some agreements that I have with that as well, right? That is a, you know, psychological aspect of it as well.
And
But I mean,
also
Agent
one-
Thunder, you know, saying that if you can have a high win rate, you don't have to worry about that at the end of the day as well. You can do well. So there is also a way out of it, technically.
Yep, that is true. One thing I also want to talk about is should come to us invest a little more in Siege as well. Because I feel like there's a lot of players out there who don't get the recognition versus like SWC and whatnot. After working with my guildies and whatnot and watching like how much they invest time, money, or whatever into Siege, I think these players should get a recognition, and also people should see like how much work they actually put in. Because
almost like an MVP, Hall of Fame, like Siege MVP, something like that.
Something like that, or even a tournament.
Like
Totally
a
agree
showcase
with you.
tournament. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just global. I'm talking about everybody.
Yeah.
And it
Cross
also
border
squashes
tournament.
the always, other servers going, oh, your server sucks or whatever. Let's just end this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a
think
global
that's
Siege
great in
tournament?
general.
That'd
be
nuts. A global
Global
Siege
is
tournament.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
And put
very
money
interesting.
into it. And think
Yeah.
about this, like financial aspect, right? Okay, look at right now 20 guilds are in Siege tournament. That's 600 players alone in the top group. Where in RTA only G3s, only the top 16 get recognized every season in going into SWC, or even only 300 players get to be G3, right? But look at how much money they could make by pushing tournament and making money off of it while generating income and also giving a prize pool out. Let's say they give $210,000, exactly like SWC. 200 grand is not much for a company like that, and they can write it off for marketing expenses, right? 200 grand, 100 grand for the top one guild. Each member only get a couple of $1,000s, which is nothing.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's a
that
good
would be
show.
pretty interesting. I think the first thing they could implement is just do a single 1v1v1 battle between like EU, NA, and Asia. Just do one, like as a showcase thing. You know what I mean? Take the top from the each and just put it into one. Like, dude, that would be so
Yeah,
entertaining,
and get
dude.
the feedback
Yeah.
from
I
it.
think it should be interesting. And for that, I actually don't mind if they show our offenses after, because a lot of us right now, no one knows our offenses or whatnot, right? You get the idea, but you don't know. But if you make it a tournament style and there's money involved and whatnot, it's not the worst case to do as well. And like I said, it's great marketing. Tons of players are going to be invested into it. Not everybody get to go into SWC. There's only 16 players on each region. Is it region or whatever?
Yeah.
It's tough, right? So these people deserve the recognition.
I think the ideal is good, JMac, and I know like Compto is also trying to do that as well. But then like the guild, first of all, guild, just like what you say, like you kind of contradict yourself when you say like the first thing you start off is like, hey, guild needs a whole revamp, and then hey, let's make it a whole tournament worth $200,000. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Of course, I understand that.
Like before they make a tournament, like they need to balance some stuff off. Like like what Asian Thunder say, we're kind of stuck in the middle. Like I agree with Asian Thunder saying like you can't attack people's rune decks, so that's a problem. And then having 20 Lulus is a problem. You know what Patrick said is not wrong as well. And also another thing I don't like about Guild War and not making Guild War a tournament is because like violent procs could be infinite. You know. Like, they have so much things they have to fix. Like, the thing that you could, like, if someone loses a battle, someone could come in, win the battle, and then leave the game. Like, all these little small tweaks, right? I think before they talk about, like, tournaments and stuff, they have to balance, make it a fair, battleground before
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just one of the things that I would suggest would be super cool. But I do agree there are a lot of changes that need to be made before that can even.
All you need is like, hey, a Theomars pop off, or like a Savannah have like 10 turns, and the whole tournament would be a joke.
Yep.
That's true. What you brought up.
Play? Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have to fix stuff before a tournament happens. Thompson's not wrong at all.
Like what? Like 9 out of every 10 replays I watch during the siege battle is like RNG. Like all the replays I watch, it's really crazy. Yeah. Sorry, what were we gonna say, Brian?
So I was gonna pretty much say that I think that's true, right? Before it gets to the stage of doing a tournament, like Jeff's saying, I'd love to see a tournament, but like I said, it can go to like a showcase thing, right? It can, there can be flaws if it's a showcase. There's no prize pool yet, right? Maybe in-game rewards, in-game prize. You know what I mean?
The showcase is a big deal too, Brian, because like you do a showcase, at least you can get people's feedback. You can get the general population's feedback. Like,
True.
How many viewers do we get? You know what I mean? To even know if it's worth making a tournament, because if they don't get viewers, it's not worth it, right? But to caveat of what Jeff said, like Thompson's not wrong for sure. You have to fix the problem before you put it on a big stage, 100%. To put it on a big stage is kind of a thing because as many RTA fans as there is out there, there's just as many Siege and Guild fans out there. You know what I mean? And there'll be people that want to watch a Siege tournament and have no interest in RTA whatsoever.
There might be
No,
more.
just to give you an
I
idea.
think there's more. I think there's more.
Just to give you an idea, the numbers, Howdy Man stream Siege Finals is over 1,000 viewers.
Oh wow.
And he doesn't even get to, you don't get to see the offense, you don't get to see blah, blah, blah. They just see map control. But that's also super cool, right? But I guess it's like RTA back then, one step at a time. People see on a big stage something fucking happens, something is so dumb, that's when they fix it, right? Infinite, Gani, Hathor procs, remember back in the day when Baron was running and stuff like that? That all changed because it happened on stage, right? That's just an idea. It could be right or wrong, but you know.
Dude, if COVID wasn't happening right now, could you imagine a comp to us was like, we're gonna do something stupid. Let's just fly out 20 of the guildies and the other 20 guildies and have them do siege. It's like a room of 40 guys doing siege. Dude, like that's something I would love to see, right? Because I mean, as much as we laugh, that's how RTA started, right? They invited the content creators. They had like 10 of us, 20 of us sitting in a room, you know, and then we did that RTA, you know what is it? Yeah, we had that content creator RTA, Mobile Masters, and that's what it was. I mean, it could start like that.
Would it be fun watching? Like, before all the tournaments and stuff going, like, I agree, like, they should have tournament, it'll be cool, 30 people versus 30 people, yeah. But Carcano, Triana, like, it's gonna be all Carcano, Triana. Like, you know, like, let's fix that.
No, you're right, 100%. That's
Triana always needed to get nerfed, but they didn't.
That's not fun. Like, maybe if you're the offensive side and you Carcano and you win, but
it's
when
still
you
not
lose,
fun. It's still not fun. I cannot believe it's
bad.
It's
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Cool, but, like, if you lose Carcano procking or Triana procking, not fun, man. I'm telling you. And everyone's doing it.
like those guys that pick like Juno, Molly, Lulu, and fucking Leo in RTA. Is that fun? Like, play 8-minute match, that's fun?
There's also another thing where if you do like a guild war, like a guild tournament, and like it drags out. It's just Lulu versus Lulu. It's like, you know, or like Molly versus Lulu. Like, because that happens often. You know, you get that.
Yeah, they have to fix stuff like that for sure, you know?
And then, dude, Guild is super fun if they fix all that stuff. You know?
I mean, I think if, you know, you're right, they should fix some of those things, but think about this, right? They should fix some things, and if they end up doing, like, let's say a showcase or something like that, it also could be a kick in the butt for them, because they're just gonna see Lulu and Triana, they're gonna be like, this is boring as hell, this was such a fail, and sometimes it takes that for them to see it.
It might trigger them to do something.
Exactly.
I think they should fix it before they do the showcase, not do the showcase and just like, oh, this is... I think we should fix it and then do the showcase. That makes sense. I know you guys are thinking like, let's do showcase.
Right, no, you say it, Thompson, but you're missing IslandGrown's point. You say when you make it a complaint to come to us, right?
Yes.
They take it as you're complaining because it's you.
Oh, okay, because you guys understand.
What he's trying to say is if they see it, maybe they'll do something about it. Because it's not just one person.
They know Guild Wars is a thing. They know Guild Wars is a thing.
They do not. You think they do high enough? Who's the best player in Comp to Us?
Have you seen the new Comp?
In the entire Comp to Us global, who's the best player?
Have you seen the new skins? They are putting work into Guild.
I will say this though, that they do have to see things to make it happen, because even though we give suggestions, right? US office sees it, maybe EU office sees it, but you know who is the most important? The Korea office. And one of the things that they look at the most is statistics. So every single year at the end of every SWC or during SWC, what is the statistics that they have on the screen? How much a unit is being used. And as you've seen in the past, the meta has kind of shifted and they've adjusted a lot of units that were used too much or that were too strong based upon SWC, right? If you actually think about it, they've actually made changes based on that. So I think sometimes when they see it, the Korea office and that team in Korea who they make the final decisions, right? They actually make those changes, you know, due to that.
I'd love for them to tell us how many, on average, 2A Lulus do people have in top 20 Sieges across each server right now.
I'm pretty sure Lulu is the most 2-8 monster in the game.
For sure. 100%.
Carcano, Lulu, Triana, those three, everyone has like 5 of that thing. It's nuts.
Oh, for sure.
Remember when Kamoon was OP? I told you Kamoon was gonna get nerfed one day, Island. I told you.
No, we talked about it. We talked about it in videos.
100%.
I think we talked about it a little bit in the podcast as well. And, you know, it made a difference. You know what I mean? We don't need to gut the unit, but they need to figure out a strategic way. It's not easy, though, right, to change things on the units. And I think it'd be a much better environment. Do you ever think that there should be a timer on how long you're allowed to do a battle? Because that would definitely change the dynamics. Your win rate would plummet if they put
kind of hard because G3 players who are like in top 10 Siege, we bring super safe comps. Literally, you sit in there for 25 minutes.
Right, so that would fix the stupidity and actually have to use something different.
But don't you think that destroyed Destroy Runes though? Destroy Runes become like obsolete if the...
Yeah,
that's the whole point of Destroy Runes, right?
That rune is already kind of obsolete. So I mean, like, let's be real. We're taking away the last hair of it. You know what I'm saying? So
no, Destroy is very prominent in Siege. So it's
right, that's the only
okay.
thing. That's the strongest thing it's in. You know, so we take that away. Is what I'm saying. Is it's gonna be worthless. It's just another energy rune. You know.
So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed, but there's also a lot of stuff they can do to make it more exciting, more fun. Like I said, this arena also needs to be changed right now. This week is Tableau. I don't have a Tableau to this date. I want to go over it. I sat about it. I'm like, nah, fuck that. No, I was like, fuck that. It's not worth it because there's boosting. There's so many other issues as well with arena.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there like, should arena be fixed and changed differently? I don't know how to fix it, or I never thought about it. But overall, that's a part of the game that has been around for so long. It's time for Comptus to look into that to make something newer and more fun. Don't invest everything. Yeah, don't invest everything into RTA or SWC. I get it; it's fun to watch it. I as a player, right? I enjoy it as well. But I never thought about how crazy Siege was and how dedicated people were until recently. I talked to my guildies and kind of get to know them a little more, right? And it's pretty a war on its own, and it has its own fun as well.
Honestly, I think the special match, if it was to come, it would just be like 1v1, like NA versus EU. You pick one guild from NA, one guild from EU. Then we do that. That's like the little showcase, right? And then honestly, from everything you guys say, that's like the big point. And then like the more like unique details, there's like two towers in the 1v1 siege map that are like hot garbage, which is tower 3 and 8. I bet you the percentage of people actually hitting that is less than like 5% of siege. Those two towers are the most dead in the whole like map. And I wish they would learn how to like change like how like the lines all look, things like that. It would be nice. It gives more strategy, right? Even if like you change the line of the map for this season and it turned out it sucked, at least we knew it sucked, but like we as a guild figured it out, right? Then you just change it next time. Who cares? It's fine. Just
Honestly,
like constantly change stuff.
What if they make
like they could just
3
make
and
a new
8
map?
something like no? What if they make 3 and 8 something like special where it's actually worth it to take it or whatnot? It could be done as well, right?
But they did do that. They had 3 towers that are special where it's like it's double the points, right? But at the end of the day, it was worthless. It was worthless at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But like at least they kind of tried something. It just didn't work out, which I'm fine with. Hey,
I guess
didn't
they
work
do
this
see
season.
it, right? They do see it, and they see what they can do in the future, but it's gonna take some time. They're slowly investing into Siege, right? Where Siege has been around for a few years already, right? So we'll see what they want to do. But as a player who helping the guild out with Siege stuff right now, I do see the value in it as just to get more players to play, whatnot. And they're investing into skins, right? But there could be more than that.
And I agree with what Jeff said earlier about like showing offenses. Dude, you could show all of our offenses after a tournament. Why? Because if you were a really good guild, you were never gonna run the same defenses for the next round of the tournament too, right? Show that this is what I used. Don't show the runes. It's okay. Don't show the runes. Just show the offense. Be like, oh, this is how the offense works. Oh, you can see this thing had destroyed a little bit. Things like that. That'd be fine.
That'll motivate a lot of like lesser guilds and lesser players to be more, to have, to feel more like it versus like them having no idea. They're probably still running the same basic offenses they've been running since 2016, 2017. You know what I mean?
And not just that, just another thing. I was in California for 2 months basically. I just got back a few days ago.
Every day, dude. Motherfuckers like enjoying life, man. I'm like, look at his stories.
I got to meet up with like guildies and whatnot, and I met an old guildie from APOC. He doesn't do RTA. He doesn't. He's a Siege main. I'm not gonna name who, but just to look at his account and everything, the guy spent 300 to 400K on his account. He's a Siege main.
Yep.
There are players out there that are like that.
I agree.
So that's what I'm trying to say is like there is also value for Comptus to invest into it. That's what I'm trying to say.
100%. Like I said, IslandGrown was saying there's probably more Siege fans out there than RTA fans. You know?
I think there are.
And
I think
Siege
there are. You gotta remember, RTA is the end. Siege is end, but RTA is like end content, right?
I always felt like anyone could join G3 Siege, and you can work your way up to that. Dude, G3 RTA, that's really actually hard to like hit G3 RTA, even G1 RTA. It takes a lot more skill, in my opinion, to hit RTA than it was Siege.
Yeah, I completely agree. What have I told you guys? Even like a year ago before I was in Mali, I was denied entry into Mali because I don't know how to do Siege. I don't do whatever. I only wanted to join Mali for the sake of like joining my friends, right? And I was declined. And at the time, I would say my account is pretty decent enough to be in a top G3 guild, right? But I got declined because I was just not invested into Siege. I don't spend the time to learn offenses or even defenses. I just think you can go in there and outrun people, but it's not true.
Honestly, super excited for the tournament that's going to be happening up for Siege. I think we gave them some great suggestions as well, and hopefully they take these suggestions into consideration, and we can see some updates, because as you can tell, the reason we're having these agreements and disagreements is because we're passionate about this area of the game. So I'm really hoping that there will be some changes, right, involved. I think that can make it a lot more exciting. All right, I'm going to hop over to the last topic we have today, which we'll let Thompson lead this one here. Let's talk SWC. Are you excited? And what are you looking forward to? All right, are the nerfs kicking in, or how's it feel, Mr. Thompson?
No, I'm cool, man. I'm more excited about the update we're about to get. So
Thompson's been there, done that, you know.
He's been there
It
every
is still
year.
gonna be fun.
He's used to it now.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know what nerfs you're talking about because Thompson never gets nerfed. That's the first thing.
His Neff just got nerfed. What do you mean?
And what they give him to make up for it.
Ragdoll.
Okay. You know what's funny? Thompson pulled Ragdoll right after having dinner with me. That's fun.
Right.
Damn.
That's
That's
it.
funny.
I
Yeah,
still
that's
can't
kind of
believe
sick.
that.
If you have a dead LD unit, you have to pray Thompson pulls one. If Thompson pulls your dead LD unit, it's getting a buff, guaranteed.
Hey,
If
can
you
you pull
happen
Bella?
to be
Can you pull
lucky
Bella?
enough- If you
Yeah,
happen
can you
to be
pull Bella?
lucky enough,
Yeah, pull Bella, please. I hate
if you happen to
Europe
be
saying
lucky
Bella's
enough,
such a good unit. I'm so tired of this.
I
to
dropped
have
your
a
G1
unit-
today trying to make Bella work.
That
if,
it's
there- if there's a
impossible.
moderate unit that you have that Thompson has, don't worry, it will be buffed soon.
Okay, I do have to defend Thompson here. He has a lot of LDs. But so if you throw a fucking rock in a fucking pond, you're gonna hit something.
Probably.
Also,
Thompson's
Eventually,
LDs will never be nerfed. They only get buffed.
can
And
I
if
point
they
out-
do get nerfed, you get something
His
to replace
just
it.
got nerfed. Look at that.
And they replaced it with something else. A little bit better. Just a little bit.
Can I point out Thompson's art behind his? I saw it in the SWC video. The art that he has behind him is fucking sick.
What is it?
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see the
It's
zoom in here.
Gianna and Artemil in Supreme.
Oh.
Oh!
Cool.
Wait, I
Gianna-
never even noticed that.
You're wearing Supreme. It's
Damn.
fucking
Yeah, I
sick.
saw it live in living color when I was at Thompson's house a few months ago. But yeah, it's nice. It's really nice in person.
It's
too.
actually sick, yeah.
But yeah, his LDs don't get nerfed, so don't worry, guys. And if you have something that's really bad like me, like Jara, like I'm praying Thompson pulls Jara, pulls Light Bison. You know, Manananan's gonna get a buff eventually. It's coming, guys, because Thompson has one. It's coming. Just be patient.
So honestly, you feel okay then? You feel
I think the group is really stacked. There's great players from Fame Memory
Absolutely.
to Alex to Big V low key.
Your top group's crazy.
Yeah, that group is crazy. Even the lower group, like Daniel is one of the nicest guy I know. Like I've learned so much from him because one of the hardest thing for me to do as a player is always trying to stay humble. It kind of leaks out of me a little bit, but I always try, you know. And Daniel is one of the players always stays humble. So I learned a lot from Daniel as well. Shizzy, you know, great player, and like Zafarias, ever since he pulled Gianna, his game just elevated, you know, like Zafarias.
Hawaii.
I mean, honestly,
represent.
another side note to all that is like what Asian Thunder said. You know, like he feels anybody can do G3 Siege, yes, and G3 RTA is much harder to attain, and that's the reason because of the time constraint when you're drafting and banning and stuff like that, right? And that brings in a big thing with like Daniel. He's considered one of the underdogs, right? But at the end of the day, he drafted really well to get to where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big part of the game. Like you can have a way better account if you shit the bed when it's time to draft. You shit the bed. You know what I mean?
We've seen
So
that
that's
many
why,
times
like,
before in the past.
Right. Yeah, you've seen that in the big stage, before the big stage. One of the perennial favorites, right, was always Tiger. Everybody was scared to fight Tiger, but every time the big stage came, Tiger shit the bed in Pig Ban. You know what I'm saying? Every tournament he was in, he shit the bed in Pig Ban, and that's why Pig Ban is such a big part of it. Like if you put them as who he thinks the favorite, Tiger versus Dreams Joseph, or Tiger versus whoever, right? Like he's the favorite, but he lost all those times. Like Tiger versus Sheen from your EU, that time constraint, that clock ticks real fucking fast when you're on stage. I'll tell you that much. When you're in the hot seat, that timer is not 30 seconds. It feels like 3.
Yeah,
And
let's,
that's part of I think why Asian Thunder is saying, and he has a point that Siege, you play at your pace. RTA, you play with the clock. You know what I mean? That clock dictates what you do.
Yeah,
You have
grab
that
as
much time
much
to
as you
pick,
want.
and that's it.
No, a lot
As much as you want, but you only got 30 seconds to pick. For Siege, I think 5 minutes to pick.
There's one more person I missed. Who's that one person? Who's the last contender? There's
Madream D.
Arias playing.
Oh
Madream D.
my!
Madream D, dude. Madream D is like freaking crazy, right?
Yeah, he's really
Uh,
strong.
He's
too.
like, low-key, I think he's gonna win the whole thing. Yeah.
He has a good bracket as well. Actually, Thompson, how do you feel about pulling Big V first match though?
No, Big V is great. I think like Big V versus me is probably like a 90-10 Big V. favor.
Okay, you know this humble and this stupid,
Oh my god,
man.
okay,
Come on,
dude.
bro. I mean, like this
Okay,
humble.
dude.
Yeah, how much of Daniel leaked off on you, man?
Oh
Like
my
that's a lot,
God.
bro.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I have a lot of respect for Big V.
Humble.
Okay, I can
When he
agree.
made that
He has
statement, bro,
he has a 220 plus Chibu. He's been playing around with Triple Revenge Gianna, and he deals with the fire units really well with his water mode.
when he made
Yeah.
that statement, his fucking fingers and all fucking 10 toes were crossed, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how fucking humble he is.
I mean, that's what I have to play around. Like I have to play like 220
Big
sets.
V's the fastest account on global, if I recall correctly.
I think so, yeah. I think not only he's the fastest account in global, he's also really good with second turn because he has Volantis as well.
Yep.
So like that's what I have to deal with, I have to get like the Juno ready and these like second turn monsters, as well. So
I'm excited to watch
awesome.
overall. I think all the matches are going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I think like when it comes down to I don't really agree with like people shitting the bed or like misplaying or misdrafting because like when it comes down to
Whoa! You don't agree with people misdrafting? What about the Agar
Yeah,
pick from
when it comes
2019?
down to it,
Oh, sorry.
like you can ruin monsters. Like who would know? Like what if you actually ruined your Tetra crit damage? Or like who would know if you?
I remember 2019 that Ganymede doing some work too.
Oh yeah, well, how would you know if your Ganymede's on Swift or Violent, right?
Right,
But
right, yeah.
at the end of the day, when you join into RTA, like there's two players to join. One's going to lose, one's going to win. That's all there is. Like it's not like pick and ban playstyle, but one's going to win, one's going to lose for sure. So that's
Well,
it.
when I'm talking about
Do you
shit in the
think
bed,
it's
is you
like
gotta
up
remember.
to
You gotta
RNG?
remember.
Do you
You
think
gotta remember.
RNG is the one that decides the factor to win? I don't ever think it was RNG when you do pick and ban for RTA.
I mean, like whenever
Yeah.
person loses, they complain about RNG, right? I
Yeah.
don't see anyone lose and go, "Oh, that person's better," except for me. I'm like, "Oh, that person outdrafted me."
Actually,
Yeah, but your toes are crossed when you say that. Continue.
I don't complain. Win or lose, I don't care.
Go ahead, Jeff.
someone talked to me about this, because I actually played my SWC match in LA. And I would say there are some spots that I got unlucky, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as a player, you live by the sword, die by the sword. We've all been there. It's part of the game. It's integrated into RTA, SWC, or whatever. At the end of the day, you lose, you win, you win. That's it. But overall, if you guys notice, a lot of times, it's usually the same players that go back into SWC or competing at the highest level. There's reasons for that. People always back then complained about poker being like, it's RNG, right? It's fast. There's a lot more to the game. Don't get me wrong, the RNG does fuck you, but it also sometimes helps you as well. And I got really lucky last year. So, yeah.
I think when Thompson was talking about RNG, he was just saying RNG in his example of Ganny, right? Swift Ganny, Vile Ganny. That's a big difference. You are innately taking the chance when you're drafting, assuming it's this or assuming it's that. That's probably what you were saying, right? For RNG.
Can I say something like that? Yeah, like me fighting Tiger this year. I brought a Swift Ganny into his Chiwu. He put his fucking Chiwu on Will. I saw him this whole time off Will. One match against Tiger, he put it on Will. Happens.
Yeah. It's not really RNG, but strategy. But it is technically RNG in your draft.
My comment about the shitting the bed on the pick ban thing is that basically your response time is limited. In Siege, you see the defense, you know what you're picking into it. In RTA, you're expecting Mo Long Lulu, the guy turns around and goes Sierra Chung Pong. Now it's like, okay, now I have 30 seconds to think of something else, because like
then
you
Verd
first
comes
pick
next,
Bison.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
Verd
Right,
100% comes
exactly.
out there.
Lulu Ved.
You first pick
What do you have
Bison,
to
right?
say?
They're gonna respond with Lulu Molong every time. All of a sudden the guy doesn't have a Molong. He switches something stupid on you. Now you have to think and you're time constrained.
If you're just normal RTA player, you become more reactive. But then when you play RTA to a certain level, kind of like where you have been, I know how you play. I drafted again. I scrimmed with you many times. Where Jeff is playing, even JMac, and now Asian Thunder is in G3. You guys, not only you guys are reactive, but more than reactive, and you guys don't need that much time, is because when you pick your monsters, you have the foresight to see what the other person's picking already. So like you don't really need that much time. You already know what's up. That's why like it's really important you get into like the groove and like you really have like a really strong mindset getting into like the arcade match.
You got to be focused, But like I said, sometimes on the big stage, nerves come in and things like that, and you actually lose that focus, and you will fuck up.
Ladder is so different to like SWC Americas, which I agree. Like when he explains to me ladder, like it took me like 500, 600 matches of ladder to like understand. I know how to react to these picks. I'm like, oh, this guy picks like this. I'll pick something like this. And then it's like at the end of the day, you probably have like 10 monsters you're picking around. But when you get up there and you actually know each other's boxes, and then you have to factor in LDs, that's a lot harder to do. So that's why like I commend
And
you
the
guys. for
pre-ban
doing
throws a
SWC,
pickle in your
Yeah,
plan
the
too.
pre-ban is a big one. That's one of the
The
biggest.
pre-ban's
Yeah.
a big pickle, you know,
Yeah,
because you
there's
expect,
a lot
they're gonna ban my Gianna. All of a sudden, take your Neftis on a pre-ban. It's like,
There's a
oh
lot of
shit,
mind
wait, I have to
games.
change my mind now, you know. So
Yeah.
And
It's not just
honestly,
that, it's
I
also
used
like sorry, it's not just that, but also like them also changing their strategy, trying to play around what your box contains, and they try
Right.
and counter what you're gonna do.
or
But
they
then at the
steal
same
your- or
time,
they
you're
steal
doing the
your
same
pick.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you have a limited box and they steal your picks, you know what I mean? Like this is how
100%.
you react. Your reaction is, you know, Gani Oki, but they took Gani Oki. Now what the fuck are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
shit like that.
So all
Dude,
the mind
7-year
games,
scrolls. 7-year scrolls gave me way too many monsters, which is why now I
Siege is
feel like I
good,
can
though,
do
if
it
you
in
think
G3
about it.
G3 RTA.
I think it's okay like that. I actually think giving people all the units is actually not bad at all.
I like it.
I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
I don't disagree with it.
I mean,
I like it.
I recently did summons, bro.
No spoilers. Go watch the video. It'll come out soon.
How nuts
I like
is that?
Yeah, that's
like,
nuts.
dude.
So
That is
good.
a jackpot. Cause on you, it's on you. No matter what it is, you know what I mean? Like that's a
I recently
jackpot.
did summons, 2,000 something mysticals, one nat 5.
Oh, me too.
Mystical.
Me
You
too,
see
me
that?
too.
Not new,
Mystical.
not new.
No, me too. Not
Only
you.
one nat 5, 2,000 scrolls, bro. 2,200. 2,200, one nat 5.
One of the problem Comtuos has nowadays is retaining newer Summoners War player, and
Yep.
like if they're able to retain newer Summoners War player, it'll you know
It's so
that's why I'm
hard
saying-
though, but it's so hard because I have a viewer, right? He's rich, he's super loaded. Okay, he's a real life friend of mine too. He's like stupid rich, like next level rich. Okay, he asked me on stream the other day. He goes, "If I buy every pack right now for the next 2 years, can I catch up?" And I said, "No." You know what I mean? That's the problem with new players. It's too hard because as much as whatever the packs are better, this and that, the actual time spent playing and farming will always still supersede how much money you can spend on
I
the
don't
game.
know though.
You know what I
think,
mean?
I think 2 years you can catch up with the way you can farm now because
I think so,
No,
too.
no.
the-
Okay. Let me fix the statement. He said without farming.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
you have to
you
farm. You have to. Well, he has to.
You have to
Well,
farm.
that's an issue, right?
You
You have to
have
play the game to
Yes.
get good at the game. You know what I mean?
That's
Even if
what
you
I
spend,
told
you
him.
still gotta play. You still
That's
gotta
what
play.
I told him.
Okay,
Yeah.
random thought. Do you think Comtuos should offer, like, let's say, a pack or something like that to make people have already a Giants team or a Dragons team? So it makes people
Ooh.
completely
Oh, like
jump.
builds it.
Yes.
Hey, I'd be fine. I'd be hard fine
I'm
with
okay
that.
with
Put
it.
Like,
Yeah.
$100.
it
You
doesn't
give
hurt
them
at all.
$100. You give them the
The
double melee
starter.
account.
Yeah.
And, it's
Yeah.
not the fast one with the like Swift Lucia or whatever, but
The
there's
basic.
tons of ways to give them the basic, get them to start farming. $100. Would you do it?
Because there
Yeah,
are other games where you can
100%.
buy it and you get a unit, right? Like you get a Verd or you
Yep.
get whatever.
Right.
So like a little starter
Oh,
package,
yeah,
nothing
like,
crazy.
don't give him the 20-second team, but give him
Right.
the, you know,
Yeah,
2-3
exactly.
minute team. You
Give
know?
him the 10-minute team with Ragdoll in it. I buy that one. You know what? That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I run that team, bro. Let me buy that one, bro.
I think that back then the ethos of the game it's kind of like Barian. You can make your own team, Tarks, and all these chimeras, walls. Yeah, and just calibrate your own team. But nowadays, like everyone's running the same team. It's about time they come out with that pack.
Yeah,
I
is it a
Yeah.
bad idea? Because I was just randomly
No.
thinking, hey, because people are starting the game, we have to retain them, right? And if they get to
Bella,
farming,
Verd, like just give them the basic OG one, you know, and like that's fine, and like that gets them
a
into it.
Giants pack, a Dragons pack, a Necro
Because I mean,
pack,
to
you know?
be honest, even though they made it a lot better to fuse like a Veramos or whatever,
Mhm.
like it's still fucking. Imagine you started. I told you right now, you're at this state of the game already, right? Where you're not like fully engaged. And I tell you to fuse a Veramos right now, you're not gonna be happy about doing it. Imagine if you're just starting, you have no resources. Like, how the fucking boring is it to fuse a Veramos? You know what I mean? Like the time and effort it takes, begging for the SD, for the Yeti, this and that. You know, like
I think
it's
you should pay
cancer,
30 or
dude.
$40 for a Veramos. 30 or 40 bucks, I'll just instantly give you a Veramos.
That's what I'm
fine.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for money.
Yeah.
It's not a pack, but it's a quest line you follow.
That too.
Oh,
That-
even
that's
better.
another way to do
Even
it.
better.
Even
You have
better.
the quest
Even
line. It
better.
Make
really
them
sucks.
invest money afterwards to farm instead of like
Yeah,
upfront.
yeah,
I
I
like
mean-
that better. I like that better.
Yeah,
than
They already
buying
have
it.
the fusion
Free to
quest
play.
You
line.
have the quest line to get
have a
the
quest line.
Veramos and stuff.
Yeah.
When you get
The
the
quest line
Veramos,
is
or
really
is it you fuse the Veramos and you get reward, right? How
No,
about
the
the
quest
quest
line
line
to
get
build
the
It's
up
a quest line
towards
to
it.
get you close. You get the Yeti for free now without needing the SD.
Yeah.
Oh,
get the
yeah,
small
that's actually
units in
true.
it,
They kind of have that.
But
already.
it's still not there. It's still like work after that, though. There's still a big bunch of work after the quest line.
That's for the free to play guys, which is fine. But if I want to whale out, I want to spit out $100 right now for my GB12 team. I'm down.
So
I'm hard
let them
down
buy the
right now,
quest
right?
line then, basically.
No, the point is for the free-to-play players, and then they still have to work towards it, right? Which is fine.
Okay, yeah, both.
Like-
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah, because the
both.
reason why is right now, like all of us are in the same boat. We want the game to stay as long as possible. We still enjoy the game. We've invested so much money or time. And how to do that is retaining the old players, which that's why they need to do more content and stuff like that, but also bring in some new to replace the people that are going to slowly leave the game, right? As a business standpoint, all of this should work. I don't know if Compass would ever think about something like that, but that's just a suggestion that I randomly thought would be pretty cool.
Okay.
And that's an idea, and that they kind of do a little bit of that by making those fusion events where they help you get like halfway to Veramos or halfway to wherever you want. You know what I mean? Which helps a lot. But I think that they could offer a pack. You know what I mean, like that, and then whatever you just buy it and you're done. Right? It's completed. You have your units. You can start your dungeons.
Quickly say this is something me and B discussed recently as well. That's why I just want to throw that out there. I don't want to take all credit for it or whatever, but we've discussed this. Like even B, right? He works to come to us and he understands and loves the game, right? We all want this game to stay. We've invested so much emotions, money, time, or whatever, everything in between that. But we want this game to stay, right? We want this game to continue to grow as much as possible.
I agree.
100%.
I there's no way. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, IslandGrown, didn't you quit?" I'm like, dude, couldn't even quit if I wanted to, bro. Like, there's just too many friends, too much memories, too much money, too much time invested into the game to ever quit. Like, and I'll tell you right now, if you ever thought about quitting, how about play casually? Think about trying to play casually. It's so much freaking fun, man. When you don't care as much, you can just do whatever, just build whatever, and just have fun, right? Be casual.
Problem is, I feel like
to be honest,
within
the
our
friends
heart,
in the community is still the reason why I still play. You know what I mean? Like the whole, do I like the game? Yes. Does it frustrate me more than I like it? A lot of times, yes. You know, but majority of it is because of the friends that I've built. You know, I've made some lifelong friends. Even the guys in this channel, right, in this podcast right now. You know, like a lot of you guys have became real friends. You know, some guys I looked up to, some guys I looked down at, some guys I still look down at, but we're still friends. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like I met some real good people through this game, and that's the thing that keeps me going for sure. And like you said, I can't quit. You know, people ask me, "Oh, would you ever sell your account? Would you ever quit?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." You know what I mean? Like I'll quit the day the game doesn't turn on anymore. You know what I mean? When the game can't when I press start, it doesn't start, then I quit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, people always come and say, "Oh, I sold my cat, did this or that," or like, "Fuck this game" or whatever. I always tell them this: why not step away from the game? Real life. There's still real life out there. Take a break. Come back to the game a little later. If you're not happy, give the account somewhere. Do whatever you want with it. But don't act on emotions or whatnot, right? Because I see that way too often as a streamer. You see how many people give you accounts to give away or whatever. And I've taken. I'm gonna call who is that? Chifo. Do you guys remember Chifo? Chaos.
Yeah.
G3 player, high rank player, gave me his account. And I held on to it for a bit. And you know what? A month later, he messaged me back. "Hey, can I have my account back?" It happens, right? Emotions and
You
whatnot.
should
But
have just messed with it. Oh, I sold it.
You could buy it back though.
I know the guy. You can buy it back.
and what Pat said is also right. It's the events is everything that has happened, right? I ran
100%.
meetups for the longest time, and I'm very excited. In a month, I'll be in New York for the Summoners War events and whatnot, and I'm very excited to see people again. This is the first live event we have
100%.
had in 2 years, basically, right? They tried to make a lot of things work, but due to a lot of reasons, they cannot. So if you guys are in the New York area as well, check out the meetup, or we'll be at New York Comic Con as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
Come to us. We're doing a booth at Comic Con. So
Oh, they're selling merch. They're selling merch for once.
Yeah,
which
they-
is
yes,
That's big,
yes.
dude. They never
Yes,
sell
selling
merch.
merch, and they're also
Are you
launching
going?
new merch. Pardon?
Is IslandGrown? Are you going? IslandGrown?
No, I won't be going to that. Even if I wasn't invited, by the way. But even if I was invited, I probably wouldn't be traveling right now. I actually haven't really been traveling at all the last year.
Yep.
Just to be safe. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
too crazy right now. So
We're
yeah, just hold.
almost there, guys. We're almost there.
Yeah, it's getting there.
The light at the end of the tunnel. But
No, but yeah, back
also-
to Jeff's point, they're actually selling merch, which is like a
And it's
big
selling
deal.
merch,
because
which is what we've
everybody's
been
always
pushing
been
for
asking,
years.
"Can I buy
Community-
this? Can I
yeah,
buy
yeah.
that? I wish I
Community's
could
always
buy
wanted
this." Now's your chance. Now's your chance to get out there and
I
buy
don't have
something.
a Laura figure with me, bro. I would whip it out and show you guys. I think they're selling the Laura figure. And the Laura
Yeah,
figure
wow.
is
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
That's
they mentioned it. They
huge.
mentioned it to
Yeah.
me. They asked me like if I were to. So they asked me. They said hypothetically, if you could buy these figurines,
How
how
much?
much would you pay? I said I'm the worst person. Like, why would you ask me?
Don't ask Pat. That's a free to
If
play
I want
player,
something,
man.
I'm gonna fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't ask me.
Pat's gonna whip out his wallet, go like,
Yo, listen,
This,
you guys
this,
understand.
this.
You
Like,
guys understand. I've explained this, right? If you're under 50K spent, you're free to play in my eyes, right? So why would you
Okay.
ask me how much I would pay for something if I wanted it? I'm like, I'll give you. I said I'll give you what I think people would pay for it. You know, I said I can't give you what I would pay for because if I really like it, I'm
what did you
gonna
tell
get
them?
it.
What'd you tell them?
Asian Thunder, why can't you make Patrick into a good guild player? He spends 50K a month on this game, man.
okay,
I'm not good enough.
Dude,
that's a good
there's like
question.
he's like he's the whale that like only spend, and it's like he has to farm a lot more to get certain things that I need right now.
He's
Like I looked at his account, and it's like, wow, it's great. And then it's like, where's your fatal runes? Where are your rage runes? Where are like your shitty?
What
set
are
runes?
those things?
You need
Those don't
those
work in
runes.
RTA.
And then he's like, I'll just buy destroy runes. I'm like, you don't do that. You
I
don't
told
buy
him.
destroy runes.
Ask
You
him
don't buy
what I
them
said.
runes.
He helped me buy rune packs, right? He helped me buy rune packs today. And I asked him what I asked him. I told him, I said, buy me whatever, buy me rage packs. I don't care. Bro, if I'm missing rage runes, buy me rage. He said, no, you can't buy those.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Why
Like,
can't you do that?
it's just not worth it for you. It's
Oh, you
just
can buy
farm
rage.
it. You have so many
You
crystals.
can buy Rage. Rage is not
For
bad.
what? Because he needs a
Fine.
BJ5 team? Totally needs a
Every
BJ5
time I
team.
turn on
If
the
he
game,
needs
I
the
buy
Rage,
rage.
you buy the Rage.
Right.
Rage is the lowest drop rate, right? So that's not that
Every
bad.
time
Everything
I
else is
turn on the
kinda,
game, I buy
struggle.
myself rage. I'm raging every time I turn the game on.
Really?
And it costs me money, so I'm technically buying
Oh,
rage.
yeah.
You know?
Oh man.
Okay,
Get Patrick into guild, man.
I don't know what those runes are, bro.
I
Don't
built
talk
like
to me
6
about
Lulus
that.
on your account.
I
I
only
built 6
know
Lulus
Violent
and you'll
runes.
come in.
I only know violent runes.
okay. So, question: how much would you, except for Pat, don't answer this. How much would you actually pay for, let's say, Laura figure with the
So
box and
my
everything?
suggestion was, I think people would pay between 50 and upwards to 100
That's about
if
right.
they really
Yeah.
want it.
I
That
think,
sounds-
I
that
think
sounds
50
fair.
bucks is a very generous
50,
number.
70, 80. I think
Yeah.
that's
50 is
all in the
fair.
range.
Anywhere
people
between
pay for that.
50 and 100, I
you
think
put
it's acceptable.
50, then these guys are gonna buy you out. Then they're gonna sell it online for 300. You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
problem. That's
Yeah.
and that's exactly why. See, I think
Okay.
50 is a great entry number, but that's my problem with 50.
Is it limited? How much quantity is out there? If
Oh,
there's
it's
a
very
lot,
limited. There's only, I think, 5,000 made or something like that.
Wait, do they have a code inside?
No, Laura,
No,
I don't
no,
think.
no,
Oh,
no,
it's
no,
$10.
no,
That's all I'll pay, bro. Who wants a
$10.
figurine, bro? I need the code, man, with a devil mod, bro. Never mind, bro. That shit not going on eBay for 300. Trust me, don't worry. $70 is fine.
Yeah, but I think between 50 and 100 is fair. 100's probably a little heavy for a lot of people, but if they really want it, they'll shit out 100 for it. You know what I
Only
mean?
because they're limited. Only because they're
Right.
limited
They'll
edition.
shit out
as well.
100,
Yeah.
you know?
Why
Especially
did they-
imagine you had a ragdoll or a Laura like Thompson and you couldn't get one and you had to buy, you know, like you want to buy the
They
unit you
should-
have, like
Yeah,
you would
they
pay for
should-
it.
like
They should limit it to one person, like one per person as well. So like
Yes,
people
they'll probably
can't
do
just
that.
go ahead
They'll
and
probably
buy like 10 and then sell 9 on eBay.
That's a great suggestion, right?
Why
You
did
can
they
make it 50, make it limited.
Why did they make a figurine out of the worst occult girl in the game?
Because Thompson has it. It's the best occult girl in the game.
What?
It looks the nicest.
Yeah.
It's nice. The
very
skin's
well.
really nice. The guardian
What?
skin's
The
nice.
figure is done
Well-
very well. The box is really nice as well. I have one downstairs. I
Well,
was
so-
looking at it.
Right.
They did very well on the packaging this time because they changed companies. If you guys didn't know,
Right,
from
yes.
previous.
Box is
yeah,
different,
I can tell.
everything. Yep.
Wait, which
Yeah.
company did they do to make the ragdoll one? That one was nice.
The ragdoll's the new
Ragdoll's
one. It's the
nice.
new
It's the
one.
new
Oh,
one with the OG.
Oh, okay. I like the
Yeah.
new company then. That's good.
But here,
yeah.
but here's the problem, right? Like, shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh, well, back to what Thompson was saying. They made the worst ones for pretty much all the units,
No.
except Archangel,
No, Artemil.
except Arda.
Ragdoll,
Yeah,
Arda Rag.
well, Arda Rag, yeah,
They-
but then
Arda
they
Rag.
did
Fermion.
Katarina. They did the fire
Oh, I
Nine
want that
Tails.
Fermion
Fire
so
9 Tails, yeah.
bad, dude.
The Fermion looks so nice.
That's the best
so-
one of the old company, I would say. Like that's the best one that they made, right? How many you got, Thompson? You got like 2, 3, 5?
Thompson has one Fermion. I have one Fermion.
I wanted one so bad, dude.
You know how I got the Fermion?
You bought that?
Patrick helped them.
I got him the Fermion too.
Yes.
It was from complaining about Guild versus Guild in LA. I grabbed the head. I grabbed the head back then, which was Daniel, right?
Yeah.
I said, not for nothing. I said, you made us fucking come here. We put on a show for you guys. You give us this You didn't even give us a box with a medal or nothing in there. They didn't give us a fucking chair to sit on. You know, like, what the fuck? I'm like, we did this whole production, gave you free advertisement. You guys didn't give us a medal, a chair to sit on, nothing, no recognition. We take a picture, say hello, goodbye. He's, I'm sorry. He goes, don't worry. When we get to Korea, I'll take care of you. I said, bro, you better take care when we get to Korea. I said, this is bullshit. I said, bro, we literally did this whole thing for you, and you didn't even make us a little trophy. Nothing. You know what I mean? You literally gave us nothing. Zero. Right? There was no prize fund, no picture, no special exclusive picture,
So he gave you a
no advertisement,
those things
nothing.
are
You know?
exclusive, dude. Like those
So
are like
that's
50
locked
on
down. I see why he doesn't work for the company anymore. Mistakes were made.
So we get to Korea, and he goes, you have a minute? And I was like, I'm not doing nothing. He goes, come to my hotel room. I said, all right, cool. I walked over there, and he had the box. He had 3 Fermions, 1 for me, 1 for Thompson, 1 for Hua.
And
that's how we got
me
him.
and Hua should get a Fermion with a crown on there, only because Patrick, that season, Patrick's like, hey, Thompson, Hua, just letting you know, I want Genny, I want Hathor, I want Sierra, I want Okiano.
Because you guys only could
shut the fuck
I
up.
remember.
We're on stage.
Who do we
Hold
use
on.
then?
Hold on. This is on camera on YouTube. Okay, we're on stage in LA, and Thompson's whispering to me during pick ban. He's like, Patrick, can I take your Hathor?
Scared I was.
And he left me with fucking Vanessa, Tiana. I had no comp left after them 2 were done. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and I had to come up with the win.
So just so you guys know, if any content comes out with a team thing, don't have Patrick in your team because
Okay.
if I say the Chung Pung, you pick it, you die.
He goes, Patrick, don't worry, we'll give you all the units you need. Okay, no problem. Patrick, can I take your Hathor? The best unit in the game at the time.
Yeah,
can I have your Hathor? Sure,
Well,
take it.
anyway, Hua got stuck with Perna, Bastet. Long story short, I should get a Fermion with a golden crown on there. you should have a Fermion wearing
You
like.
shouldn't have a Fermion at all without me.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you
all
very
right.
much.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, all right.
Yes, all about Patrick. Thank
Just
you.
for co-op content, just throw Patrick under the bus right now before co-op content comes out.
But co-op content on that topic is one of the best things they come up with, and I really hope this new thing is the co-op RTA. And even if it's not like for tournament purposes or any kind of competition purposes, just to have it in the regular season puts a little zest and a little flavor.
You know they're going to make it competition purposes. Come on.
Yeah, so whatever it is, I think it's great. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's what I've been calling for. You know, I've been calling for more GVG, or not even GVG, just like this, like team up RTA. You know, or 3v3. Like you don't have to be in the same guild. I can go me, J Mac, and IslandGrown as a team. You know, even if it's just goodwills, even if it's not like for real anything. It'd be fun to, do a 3v3 little mini tournament where we can't pick out each other's units and stuff like that,
Man,
it just adds a little flavor to the game.
I want to use Gaddy, bro. I gotta be on your team, man. Okay, fine.
All right. No problem.
All right, guys. Well, anyways, that was a very fun podcast here. We definitely gonna do this a little more often. I don't know if we're gonna do this weekly or not, but I mean, if we can get people together, let's get people together and keep everybody updated on things going on, right? We'll bring some of the topic and news, and maybe we can bring back this as the outlet that people can come to for all the news and things going on, right? In the community and in the game and everything all in together. But I appreciate you guys joining me here today. We're gonna put their links all down below for the podcast here. You can check out all the live streams. Everybody streams from time to time. Maybe Asian Thunder a little bit more. Maybe some of these guys a little bit more here and there. But we all do.
Thompson streams a lot now.
Yeah,
Thompson's consistent again.
Like twice, dude. I just streamed twice for fun.
3 times a week.
In comparison, it's a lot.
Consistently missing.
It's a lot, Jeff. Like I stream a lot. You said?
Yeah, when I was I was in LA. You were streaming that day. You're streaming today. It's more than usual.
Okay,
I think you streamed the most consistently out of everyone here for some reason.
I think so.
I think for some as well content, I
Yeah.
think Thompson streamed the most recently out of everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
there's so much
You the big
more.
dog, bro. You the big
You're
dog.
you're the
bro.
consistent one.
I stream twice a month.
Yeah, we'll give him the crown. We'll give him the crown. All right, you got the crown.
No,
you
no,
got
no,
the
no,
crown.
no.
The streamer crown.
You back me up and tell them I don't stream that often.
Hey, let's not scare him. Let's gonna stream less.
It's a lot.
Yeah, let's not scare him. He's gonna stream less.
Yeah.
Also, a side note.
Go ahead.
Because you don't stream that much, Thompson, I get fucking punished. I get people going, "Where's Thompson? Where's Thompson? Have you talked to Thompson? Is he alive? Can you tell him to stream? When is Thompson going to stream again?" Because of you. So for that reason, you need to stream more.
Anyways, guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe, leave that like, and you know what? Go ahead and comment down below. Love to see you guys' thoughts on everything you guys seen here in the podcast. Give some suggestions. We'll take them in for the future topics, and until the next one. Peace.
Yo, thanks for having us.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Guys.